I'm Joan, and this is Yoga with Joan Bossy. This is our friend Yoda here. He's joining me for now. He's sleeping in the sun. It's kind of coming through the window. Today's a nice overall body stretch, and before we begin, I am going to take some of my essential oils. This one happens to be orange. I like to have them near my mat, and I'm going to put a little on my wrists, and I like the smell of the orange. It really gives me positive vibes and energy, I'd say. So I think I picked this up at TJ Maxx or Marshall's, and it's just nice to have. Just adds another dimension to your practice. The other thing I wanted to share with you, I have these Scentsy Child affirmation cards that I got from Amazon, and it's a cute box. It opens up and there's a bunch of cards inside, and I kind of will take one once in a while and choose it. This one says, I trust and welcome the divine in my life. Whatever you believe the divine is, nature, a God you believe in. So that's one example. And I pulled one earlier, and this one says, I am improving every day. And I like this one, and I'm going to focus on this one today. So I'm going to put this card back. And again, very nice affirmation cards. Another nice thing to have in your little yoga basket when you're ready to go. So coming to your comfortable spot on your mat, closing your eyes or having a soft gaze down, just take a couple breaths here. Just notice your breathing. Keeping that spine long. Just noticing my body today, my physical body, checking in with it. How does it feel? Accepting whatever is without judgment. Noticing your mind. Is it calm today, or is it thinking of lots of thoughts? Just notice. And if your mind wanders during your practice today, you can always come back to that inhale, bringing your attention there to come back to the present moment. And calling to mind an intention or goal for your practice today. Maybe it's a positive word or a positive affirmation. Like mine is, I am improving every day. And just calling that to mind on your own. And letting the eyes begin to float open. We'll change the cross of our legs. We'll bring our arms up on our inhale. Exhale the hands down. Inhale your arms up again. Hands come together and down to the heart. We'll do this one more time, beginning to move and stretch. Bringing our hands to our knees. We'll take some torso circles over to one side. Warming up the waist. Letting the head and the shoulders drop if that feels good. Beginning to get some movement. We'll take one more circle, and then we'll pause and go the other direction. Maybe inhaling as you come forward, exhaling as you come around. And your last circle. Settle in back into your seated position. We'll take our right arm and bring it across the body, drawing it in for a nice shoulder stretch here. Really breathing into that shoulder. And we'll release that. Sending the arms out to the side. Maybe the chest lifts. Sending the hands together and then the palms away. Maybe reaching up if that feels good. And sending your hands out to the side. Taking a breath here. Take that left arm out. I'm mirroring you, by the way. Sending that arm across the body. Arm pulls in towards the chest. Letting that arm drop down if that feels good. Breathing into that shoulder. And then we'll release that. Letting the arms open. Maybe some pulsing back a little bit. And then sending the hands together. Interlacing the fingers. Palms go away. And stretching up. Arms release to the sides. We'll take a twist, inhaling up. Right arm comes over to the left, opposite knee. As we twist over, taking the eye gaze soft in the distance. Good. We'll come back, we'll twist the other way. Letting that hand come behind you, kind of propping up with your fingers so you have a little prop, a little kickstand in the back as you use your waist muscles mainly to twist. Another breath here. Good. And then coming back, letting our arms drop over in the front, leaning forward. Any amount of stretch is perfect. And then finding your way back towards your body. We'll send your leg out, one of your legs out. I'm sending my right leg out. We'll inhale up, flexing the foot as we fold over. Releasing your head and your neck, keeping your spine long. Couple more breaths here. And then finding your way back. We'll send the other leg out. Inhaling up, exhaling over. Maybe your hands reach your calf muscles or your ankles or even your foot. It doesn't matter as long as that spine is long and leading with the chest. And just take a tuning in here to see where you feel the stretch. And we'll come up. We'll come down onto the earth, onto your mat, legs long. Let your arms come overhead. Take a nice full body stretch, legs reaching in the opposite direction than the hands. And then bringing your hands over to the right, curling over a little for a stretch here. And then the other, leading the other way. Inhaling, exhaling. And coming back to center, arms come down. We'll bring our heels in towards our chest, towards our bum. Hands come down as we inhale the body up. Looks like Yoda left me. Coming into a bridge pose here. Not letting those thighs open up too much, keeping them still as we breathe here. And option to interlace the fingers underneath you, roll the shoulders in. I'll take another 2 breaths. Waking up those strong leg muscles as we exhale down. Sending the knees into the chest. Little rock from side to side. And then we'll bring the right leg out, drawing your left leg in. And holding here. Maybe you draw that knee a little closer to your body as you breathe. And then we'll switch legs. Good. Soles of the feet come together as we lay on our back. One hand on your lower belly, one hand on your heart if that feels good. Coming back to your intention, your positive affirmation or positive word for the day. And mine was, I am improving every day. Good. Beautiful. Sending the legs back towards each other, heels close to the body, feet about hips width distance apart as we take the right ankle over the left thigh. You can press right here if that's enough, beginning your breathing here, stretching, or you could draw the left knee towards you if you feel like you need to. And I usually take about 2 to 3 breaths here on this side. Flexing both feet, increasing that stretch. And letting that leg come back down, setting up for the other side. And again, stay right here if that's enough, or draw the thigh of the right leg towards you. Keeping those feet flexed. And letting yourself come back down. We're going to set up for bridge again with our heels towards us. This time we're going to add the arms. We're going to take 3 bridges here. We're going to add the arms. So inhale the arms overhead, lifting the pelvis any amount. Exhale down. And last time. And exhale down. And you can either roll to one side in a fetal position or rock upwards to your seated position a few times. I like to roll, massages my back a little. And then we'll come up to our hands and knees actually, instead of seated. And we'll turn the hands around, fingers facing you, turning the toes under for a little stretch in the wrists. If your wrists don't turn all the way around, you can go to the side a little, but feeling a nice stretch there as we lean back. And you can stay here, or you could stretch your toes out by leaning back on those toes. Taking a few breaths there, up to you. And then we'll come back to our table. We'll warm up our spine with some cat-cows, inhaling, rounding the back, belly and chin pull in. Actually to cat. We're starting with cat and then exhaling to cow, letting that belly drop, chin lifts, inhale. Tailbone lifts and then exhale again to cat. And you can take another round on your own if you'd like. Good. Taking the right leg out, pointing the toe, coming to the ball of the foot, sending that heel back for a little stretch, bending the knee a few times, stretching out that calf muscle. And you can raise that leg behind you, flexing the foot. You can also add the left arm for a balance here, reaching in opposite directions. And then we're going to inhale the elbow towards the knee. Exhale back out. 3 more times. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Dropping our hands forward as we send our hips back into a child's pose here. Grounding ourselves. Coming back to your intention. I am improving every day, or whatever yours is. And we'll come back up on our hands and knees, sending the left leg back this time on the ball of the foot, sending the heel back for a nice stretch here in the calf muscle. Allow that leg to lift behind us, lifting through the inner thigh, leveling that hip off as you reach out with the top arm for a balance, stretching in opposite directions. Toes are down. We'll take an inhale, elbow towards knee, curling in. Exhaling back out. Oh, feels good. Inhale 3 more times. Exhale. Beautiful. We'll drop that hand down. This time we'll widen the knees as wide as the mat, pushing back into a child's pose here. Reaching the hands out. Really reaching with those fingertips, getting a good stretch. Maybe there's a little rock from side to side. And then coming back up. Keeping the hips up. We're going to send the hands forward into puppy. Maybe the forearms come down. Maybe the chin reaches for the floor. Maybe the head comes down. Deciding where your stretch is today for puppy. But you want to stretch your arms out for a shoulder stretch here, raising the tips, coming up onto the fingertips, sending the chin down for a nice shoulder stretch here. And then you can drop the hands down for puppy, sending the chest towards the floor. Take a breath here. And then we'll come back up, turning our toes under, coming into a downward dog, really pushing into the thumb and the first finger as well as the others. Bending one knee and then the other, really stretching back in your downward dog. We're going to lift the right leg up. Stretching the heel back, bending the knee, opening up that hip. And then straightening that leg. We'll send the leg through. If it doesn't go, you can place it there. Coming down onto your knee. We'll take a stretch up, top of the back of the foot on the mat. Knee over ankle in the front. Exhale down. And we'll come into plank. Your knees can be down. As you slowly lower down to the chest and the belly, healing yourself up to cobra. Exhale down. And then pushing yourself back to child's or downward dog. You can bend one knee and then the other. So we take a breath here. And on your next inhale, you can lift that left leg, reaching back with that leg. Nice stretch, maybe bending that knee, opening up that hip. Straightening that leg out. Inhale it and then exhale it through. Letting the right knee come down this time, top of the back, right foot on the floor. As you inhale up, coming out of the waist for a nice stretch here. Inhale, exhale down, and coming back to plank. Inhale, exhale down. Inhale to cobra. Or we peel the chest up, or upward dog, straightening those elbows. And pushing back either into child's pose or downward dog. And from Child's, you can take your downward dog as we bend the knees and walk to the front of the mat. I'll come over here. As we come into a forward fold, you can hold the elbows and hang, or maybe your knees are very bent and you're resting your chest on your head, on your thighs. Take a couple breaths here, letting the head go. Maybe there's movement from side to side. Letting the elbows go. We'll bend the knees and we'll rise. Exhaling. I'll take a side stretch. Your right arm lifts up. And then taking a bend over to the other side, you can also grab the wrist of the hand and letting that go. Take the other side. And then both arms reach up, bending the knees. Nice forward fold here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, and we rise. We'll do this 2 more times. Exhaling the hands to the heart. Inhale. Exhale down. Halfway lift, and then exhale to forward fold, and we rise, rooting both feet down. Inhale, bending the knees, reaching out of the waist. Exhale to the floor, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, down. Good job. And then we'll bend the knees, rising up yet again. Hands come to the heart. So you're at the top of your mat, breathing here. Our hands can come to our hips as we take a big step back for Warrior 2, excuse me. Warrior 2, your heel is bisecting the inner arch. You are coming to with your knee over your ankle in the front for a nice bend in the knee, long back leg. And your hips are off to the side as you turn towards the front, taking Warrior 2 arms if you like. And this is a nice stretch. I like to come through Warrior 2 into triangle for my stretch. It's really good for the back. So straightening that front leg. And you can reach forward and drop that arm. You could be right here for your triangle, which is perfect. Stretching up out of the waist. If you need more, you keep reaching, letting the arm drop a little further. Finding where your edge is, where you feel that moderate to strong stretch. And continuing to breathe. Opening up the chest towards the sky, reaching up with the top arm. Beautiful. We'll take another breath here, inhaling and exhaling. And then coming back up, bending that knee to Warrior 2. Hands come to the waist. Feet are nice and wide. Toes can be slightly toed in, or you can have your feet parallel to each other. We'll take a forward fold, inhaling up. And to get our shoulders stretched, we'll bring our hands together and down, reaching up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. You can come down as low as you want, or the crown of the head. You can come all the way so the crown of the head is searching for the floor. If you interlace your fingers, you can add that shoulder stretch, letting the arms reach, hang down. And then we'll let the hands go if we had them. Placing the left hand under the face as we raise the right arm for a twist over to the right. And then we'll twist the other way, planting the opposite hand, inhaling, reaching up with your opposite arm. And the neck, you can look up or you could just look in that direction. Nice stretch up, reach, reach, reach. And letting that hand come back down. Hands can come out to off and to the front. Come into your fingertips. Inhale. Exhale. Hands come to the waist as we come up, turning the toes over to the far corners of the mat for goddess pose. We inhale up. Exhale into goddess. Arms can be lightly resting on the thighs as we take some circles with one of our arms, wiggling the fingers as we go. Coming down low enough to challenge those legs, stretching out those hips. We'll do the other side, 3 circles. And inhale back up. Hands come to the heart. Your hands can come to the waist as we heel toe the feet back in. Come to the other side of your mat. And we'll step back for warrior 2 on the other side. Front heel lined up with the arch of the back foot. Long back leg parallel with the back of the mat. Reaching the arms in opposite direction, shoulders are down. We'll take our triangle stretch, beginning to straighten that leg, reaching over with the right hand, dropping that arm, taking our triangle pose here. Opening up the chest towards the sky, reaching with the top fingers. Reaching with the bottom hand. Nice back stretch. And then we'll bring ourselves back to warrior 2. Hands come to the hips as we turn the feet towards the front of the room. We'll take one more forward fold, and this time we'll just bring the arms up. Exhale down. Maybe we walk our fingertips backwards a little, bending the elbows, crown of the head reaching a little deeper towards the floor. And we'll release that. Coming to our fingertips, halfway lift. Hands come to the waist as we come up. We'll heel toe the feet in. Or you could jump back to the center. And we'll come down through Malasana or squat pose. So your legs you can have as wide as the mat, toes pointing outward a little bit. As we come down into squat pose, finding it, maybe holding onto a block or sitting on a block. So if you're not in the full pose, you could improvise and get there little by little, progressing. So taking your Malasana, your squat pose, taking a few breaths here. Letting your tailbone drop down, letting your body relax as your hips open up. And then we'll come back down onto the mat. And stretch out our legs, turning towards the left leg, crawling the hands out, flexing the front foot. Long spine, chest is reaching forward. And then we'll slide that same arm on the inside of that leg as we reach overhead for a stretch. We're not here too long, opening up. And then coming back up, going to the other side. Leading with the chest as we fold over the leg. Keeping that left hip on the floor as well as the right. And you can stay there or turn your arm to the inside of that leg. Just take a nice opening here for the chest. And then we'll we'll come back up. You can place a block here and lean, or a book. You don't need blocks. You can always use books. You can lean forward. Maybe you're just leaning forward a little, or coming down to your edge, breathing here. Nice folding over, and then coming back up, taking your feet, drawing them towards each other, the soles of your feet, and letting the knees drop down. And maybe you grab the first two big toes, you can each, or maybe the feet as you lean forward, folding over. Nice butterfly pose. We're coming up. And we'll find our way back down. Using your ab muscles or holding the backs of your thighs, drawing the knees in, maybe a little rock from side to side. Reaching for the outer edge of the feet, bending the knees, taking your happy baby. You can rock from side to side or come into stillness. From here, we'll take the right leg out long, taking the left knee bent, bringing it across that leg. And I like to rest my right hand on my leg and my opposite arm on the ground as I take a look over my left shoulder, taking a twist here. And you can modify by looking up if it hurts your neck. You decide. We want you comfortable. And then we're going to take a twist to the other side. So we'll come back in, both knees in, and send the left leg long, taking the right knee, crossing it over. Right arm can be out, eye gaze can go over the right shoulder. You can place your hand on your leg if you'd like. Settling in here. I can hear Yoda snoring. I don't know if you can hear him. He's over near the glass doors in the sun. And then coming back towards the center. We'll bring the knees in. And then bring the soles of the feet together. And butterfly on your back. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. As we send ourselves back to our intention. I am improving every day was mine. Thanks to those intention cards. And then letting yourself take a couple moments. You can keep the soles of your feet together, or you could stretch one leg out and then the other. Just take a couple moments for Shavasana here. Palms can be up, arms away from the body. Breathing here on your mat. Coming into stillness. Check in with how your physical body's feeling. Check in with how your mind is feeling. You did a great job stretching today. We'll draw one knee into the chest and then the other. You can roll over to one side, pausing there. Being grateful for the energy you had to do yoga today. Coming back up. hands can come together at the heart as we bow our heads, thanking and being grateful for the energy and the time to take yoga today. Thank you all for coming, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you so much. Namaste. Bye.